Good morning. Am I even centered this morning? Guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Let me log in. Grab this. I don't even know what cup I have this morning. Oh, of course. My husband gave me my Patriots mug. There we go. And I'm up and running. Good morning. See if I'm centered this morning. My tripod is giving me issues. Yeah, I look a little short. Hold on. Good morning, Jen. All right. I don't even know. Who knows at this point? I probably shouldn't care. Good morning, good morning, morning. I'm sorry, Tammy, that it took you a couple minutes to find me. We are now live from our business page at Sub and More. So you can always go to Sub and the little and sign and More up at the top. Not the one that says Sublimation and More, the largest. Just do Sublimation and More. That's their business page. And that's where you'll see all of the Sasses. That's where we go live from now and whatnot. Sorry, I'm fixing the sneeze. Holy Moses. Anyway, there's a buzzing sound. There's a buzzing sound this morning. There's a buzzing sound this morning. I wonder if it's from my heater. Hold on one second. Is there still a buzzing sound? I hope not. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, sassy girl. Can you go feed our lovely dogs, please? Yes, ma'am. My Brady has decided that it's now breakfast time, and of course it's breakfast time when mommy needs to go live and do the sass. You know, if it isn't your children, it's your dogs or your husband.
Hey, I didn't do anything.
Yep, that fixed it. Awesome. Yeah, it was my heater because in my shop I have no heat in here because it was converted a long time ago from a porch. So there's actually no heat vents in here. So living in the Northeast, it gets extremely cold in here. So I have a heater under my desk, and that's usually where my dogs sit too. They'll sit right in underneath my desk. Anywho. Good morning, everyone. Let's get this party started. I have to tell you, it is Sunday. It is February 3rd. It is Super Bowl weekend. So you guess what? This chickie is going to be sitting her happy tushy on the couch because I am a die-hard Patriots fan. So this will get changed. The Patriots stuff will go on. But for right now, you get to have...
See, she's going to be wearing this. Toy.
Toy.
Can't see me.
Go away.
No.
Go away. No. Oh. My gosh. For everybody who doesn't know, that's my husband, Kevin. I'm just going to stand here for a second. Anyway, so good morning. This is the Sass for Sunday. First, I want to do a huge shout out to Margot. She made these awesome designs, and she gave one to Ashley and I, and all three of us have our own states. And if you notice, on each one of our states we have a heart as to the location of where we live, because it is the heart of you. So this design is brought to you in part by Margot. You can find this over in the graphics group. This is one of her newest designs. It's got some faux glitter, keep that in mind, faux glitter outline to it. Obviously faux glitter means not real glitter, so no, it's not going to be stuff that you're going to get everywhere. So this would be brought to you part by Marco, this shirt this morning. Oh, see, Angie's not a Patriot fan, and we killed her. That's all. So we have kind of a hodgepodge today of different things, and we're going to talk about probably some of the things that stump us, and that is the short holidays, or the holidays that are less than. So you know that there's always a buzz for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and usually our larger holidays actually in the back end of our year. Well, we've got many holidays to call them something. I call mine the Hallmark holiday, which is Valentine's Day. Is when you give everything like a card to candy. It's the cheesiest, schmutziest holiday that we have. Followed, let's not forget, it's followed up by St. Patrick's Day, which is always associated with, obviously, the luck of the Irish and drinking and corned beef and cabbage. That's about it, how it sums it up. But in the sublimation world, how do we market towards those mini holidays? Well, you have to go look and see what's out there in retail. Obviously, Valentine's Day is all the hearts, the loves, the schmutz. Don't forget those people who are single, though, too. Cater to those, because there's actually a huge growing market for all the stuff that is anti-Valentine's Day. So don't forget them too, because you know what? It's about that. Also, it's not about also having a partner like Kevin and I, but it's also, you know, whether it's whoever it is in your life, but it could be, you know, saying I love you to one of your best friends, or to your mom, or to a grandma, especially from your grandkids. You know, just a little, hey, I'm thinking of you kind of thing. It doesn't have to necessarily be about couples. It could be more than that, and it's however you decide to put your take on the Valentine's Day. So I'm going to show you some new stuff. Literally, I am pressing some things I have never even pressed or tested, and I decided I was going to go outside of my own box because I typically test everything before I show it to you, but I figured, you know what, I needed you to see the process. I needed you to hear and see and think about, okay, so how do we go about testing? Because that's a huge part of our business is you got to test it out first before you actually sell it to your client. So for those who don't know, Stan has gotten in the sublimation Sequin Hearts. So we're going to do that today. We're also going to be doing, now I've done a ton of these ones, and we're going to be doing Amy's puzzles. I'm also going to do a think outside the box moment. There's a couple different think outside the box moments with these. We also have Stan's webbing. Yes, that's right. He sells the webbing that you can make pet leashes out of. So that's going to be kind of new. And what we're going to do with this webbing other than using it for dog tags or leashes or whatnot. Amy's got these really cool drawstring bags, and I'm going to show you how I incorporate this with a puzzle. And for those who didn't see my post, Amy is now making the phone stands, and I have to tell you, I'm in love with mine. You're going to see this theme a lot today, just because clearly I love these flowers. So this is my phone stand. This is the natural wood. So you get to see what the natural wood looks like. It's absolutely stunning. Now, people have asked, do you sub the whole thing? It's really just about preference. Now, there is something twofold about this. You could put one design on one side, flip it over, and put another design on the other. Maybe, and have them kind of coordinate with each other. So if you flip it, turn it, maybe you want a mood change, put a holiday on the back, put something fun on the front, whatever you want to do. Put pictures of family, however you want to do it. But these are two-sided, the wooded ones. I'm pretty sure she's going to make the MDF also two-sided, but at least for this, it's absolutely stunning. I'll show you what it looks like with a person on it, because the wood tends to make people's faces look a little off. This happens to be my daughter and her boyfriend. So this is what it looks like with having people on them. They still come out really, really great in color and depth and richness of color. So there's, you know, something fun about that. I did hers with black, and it has the word love on it. So really, it's completely up to you what you decide is your best one you want to use. Do you want the wooden tones where it's a more natural look, or do you want the MDF where it's a very bright and vibrant color? It really just becomes down to preference and the design you decide to put on it. So there's that. We also have Stan's glitter hearts. Now, I am 5'7". I am a larger woman, so you can tell that these are a little bit larger. They measure about 8.5 inches wide and about 8.5 inches in height. I am looking to have him get smaller ones too for patches and whatnot. When you first get these, note that if you try to rub these, I'm going to tell you now, they're really, really hard to do. Once you pull off this backing, what I did to help me to make sure that these turned all correctly, I took it off the backing, turned it, and they flipped a lot easier. Then I'm going to put the shiny side back because you need to be able to use this in order to press it. Okay, so you're going to press, you're going to sublimate on it first because that is a longer time, and then you're going to do a quick press after you've peeled your backing off and put it onto your fabric. We're putting this on a pillowcase because I wanted to show you how you can do two different processes. It's not made just for shirts. You can put it on tote bags. You can put it on a plethora of other things. But I wanted to show you a couple different things. So here's the royal. He's got a teal. Okay, I love this color. It happens to be my business color. Silver, black, and red in the hearts. Now, also I wanted to point something out to you too as well. Is Stan has almost every single color in the rainbow of our sequin pillows. Now I wanted to tell you something before you get all sorts of confused. And that is the placement of the zipper on a pillow. Note to self, it doesn't really matter where your zipper is. Ideally, you like it on the bottom, but it's okay if it's on the sides. You just don't want it on the top. If it's on the sides, that's fine. With his sequin pillowcases, I have to tell you, they're on the side, okay? Because if you want these to be positioned correctly, where is my zipper? It's so well made that you have to find the zipper. There it is. Okay. If you do the zipper and you want it on the bottom, okay, please note that you're going to have to swipe it sideways. So if you want to make a really cool, you know, one of those dating apps and you have to swipe it left or swipe it right, this would be ideal. But the zipper can be on the side, and that's okay because why? He has these hidden zippers. Okay, so it's really not going to matter where the zipper is, but you really ideally with the sequins want them to either go up or go down because that's the way the market decided they needed to go. So inevitably, your clients are going to want to do the same thing. They're not going to think to go right to left. They're definitely going to go up to down. So that's okay. Don't freak out. Don't call Stan and say, oh my God, the zipper's in the wrong spot. Yeah, no, just get over yourself. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, zippers don't necessarily, there's no industry standard that says zippers have to be one way or another. But I'm just saying from an aesthetics point of view, you necessarily don't want it on the top. That's my sass for thought. What? New keychains I can't find. No, these aren't on his website yet. We're going to do a bunch of testing together. So just watch. He's waiting to see how I'm going to do because, you know, when the boss says test something, you test something. And when he says, you should probably test that live, and you almost cringe. Why? Why would I want to do that? FYI, when you put these back in your bag, because you should put them back in your bag if you're not going to have, if you're going to sell them, with the cases, you actually put them in upside down so that they go upwards and then they are not moving the design. Just some food for thought. He's got a ton of those colors. It's absolutely amazing. Let's see what we got. Oh, is that Panther Blue? It's a tealy blue. Let me show you. Give me 1 second. You know what? I'll just show you them all. Because, you know, why not? So I showed you the hot pink. Because if I don't have enough colors going on in this world. Alright, so he's got an emerald green. Okay, so the emerald green is absolutely gorgeous. It's like a Kelly green. You think St. Patrick's Day. This is a really cool, springy colored one. So he has that. Alright, this one, if we go to the color chart in the back, I'm going to go with Angie that it's probably close to, they call it like an ocean blue, but this is the teal blue. I'll have to look up for you and see what Panther Blue is and see if it comes close. I'm pretty sure it comes close. to that color, if I'm correct. He has a red. All right. Now there's much debate on what color this is. If you go to my color chart in the back, it calls it like a pastel green or a seafoam green. It's got some teal hues in it. So it's got the greens and the teals, which is are greens, and the blues, which is a typical teal color. Now, if something is more blue, it'll lean towards that. It still could be a teal, but it might have more blue in it, or it can go more towards the green side of the teals. This one is like a light teal. It's beautiful. It's like an ice blue. I would definitely call it an ice blue. I can't remember which one they call Luna blue. I can't remember. But this is a really pretty ice blue is what I would call this. All I can think of is that Disney princess character. Yeah. But that's a really pretty ice blue. Mardi Gras green. Yes. Well, with your Mardi Gras green, you get to have Mardi Gras purple. Because he even has this purple. I wanted this purple in the worst way. So I'm like, please, will you get the purple? The purple is stunning. So he's got purple. Obviously, he's got the rose gold. That one's a really pretty popular one. We've done the hot pink. He's even got a light pink. He's actually got 3 pinks. I'm missing a pink. And there's one shade somewhere in between. So this is, and it might even be lighter. I'm not sure if it's lighter or darker than this one. But this is like your light pink. He calls it a rose pink, the other one. So this is a really pretty light pink. It's super soft looking. Of course, he's got the black. And then he's got the regular gold. Okay. This would also be called Vegas gold. It's not the gold like you see on a ring. This is more of a Vegas style gold. And last but certainly not least in the category, he has silver, because you can't have gold without silver. So there's those. Let me get them off my desk. Oh, and now let's not get confused. In the hearts, and this is what we're pressing today, he has this gold. This gold goes more towards like the ring gold or the copper gold. Hold on one second. Go lay down. This is more of a coppery gold. I apologize. My dog decided he needed to be near mommy. So this is more of a coppery gold. That's how I would describe this. The other one is definitely a Vegas gold. So there's 2 different types of golds in the hearts. Well, heart and sequin pillows. Don't get that confused. All right. Pale pink, Luna blue is the Panther's blue. Gotcha. I don't know. Okay. So, if you're looking for some last minute Valentine's Day ideas, I got my handy dandy list ready, so let's get to it. Some of the things that you can make if you're looking to sell something really quick or looking for a quick gift idea, obviously you can go to your go-to thing, and that is a mug. Everybody gets a mug, right? Put some of your whatever pictures on there, cute saying, all the schmutz. You can go over to our graphics group. There's a ton of designers over there that got lots of different Valentine's Day stuff going. So there's that. You could do mugs, fill them with candies. One of the cute ideas is you take Reese's peanut butter cups or candy bars and you tape a chopstick on the back and you stick them in, and then it looks like a bouquet. Wrap it up, and there you go. You now have a cute little gift idea for that. You can even put in there their favorite coffee or their favorite teas and chocolates in there. That's another good idea too. One of my favorite sayings that I have, and I've never posted it, but is the best things in the morning are coffee and you. And it's a picture that I inserted that would be my husband. So those would be on my mug. And then you put, like I said, my favorite coffee and some of maybe my favorite chocolates in there. And that would be a really cute, cheesy idea, but it's still a cute idea. Another idea is you could still do those bolo bracelets or any of the snap jewelry that Amy has. Those would be a great, definitely a great giveaway, or definitely not giveaway, but a Valentine's Day gift, even for a daughter, because in our house, the dads in our house, I say dads because my daughter has a stepdad, or dad 2 and dad 1. They have her, she has her dad and she has bonus dad, or her dad number 2. And they always get her a Valentine's Day present, and have for as long as I've been married to her Kevin. He's always gotten her something for Valentine's Day. So it's not, again, just about couples. You could do, obviously, the cute shirts. right? This doesn't scream Valentine's Day, but you know what? It is a cute shirt for Valentine's Day. So this will be my Valentine's Day. It's all about how you market it. It doesn't have to scream love and hugs and kisses. It could be something that they can actually wear later on, but you kind of made it for Valentine's Day. You got to think outside that box. You could do, obviously, hair bows and hair ties, and I'm going to do a hair tie today. Actually, we're going to do that right now. Where you could do slates, you could do the wine tumblers and the wine bags, make those into a set. That's another great idea. Puzzles, phone stands. Those are just some of the cool and crazy ideas that you could do for Valentine's Day. When you go into St. Patrick's Day, it's really about just decking your shirts out in green. You can take any of the dog tags. You could take any of the, you could even take a large round ornament, put something on it, put some beads, go get some beads at the dollar store, and if you sublimate on the beads, I don't want to talk to you. But go get the Mardi Gras type beads, put those on a, one of those large ornaments, but they have to be the plastic ones because you're going to get a lot of people who are drinking. Put those on, and then they could wear it around their neck for, you know, just decor. Just think outside the box and what you're going to want to do. Here's my disclaimer. Again, as much as we like to try out Family Dollar and Dollar Tree, please be respectful of the fact that they weren't made for sublimation. Spend the extra 50 cents to go get yourself something that is made for sublimation. Because really blanks can be that cheap or that inexpensive. So don't think that, you know, sublimation blanks have to break your bank. They really don't. They're made for that. They've been heat tested for that product. Where you put something in your heat press that isn't, you have a lot of risks. You have obviously the fume risks, you have it melting, you have it destroying your press. There's so many outside factors that honestly, I am a tried and true girl. I go with stuff that was definitely made for sublimation. I'm not saying that there isn't think outside the box moments. That's where the sequin pillows came in. Somebody just randomly tested it, or the boxes that you get from Walmart to put stuff. I'm not saying 100% that they're wrong, but I'm just saying be careful, especially with anything that has to do with drinkware, or anything that somebody's going to eat off of. Obviously, you can't sublimate on a plate because of the inks. They tell you, and it's not recommended because of the toxicness of the inks on there, so they're not food safe. Keep that all in mind when you're doing something. It's just some sass for thought. All right, so let's get to this. Let me see if there's anything going on. You got Hailbound.com today, and you've got Coney Island Transfer. Billy's putting the stuff in all the links in, because I'm getting better at telling Billy what I'm doing, even if it is like an hour ago. Who knew? Okay, so it's going to be hard for you guys to see me press. I'm going to try to do the best that I can. I'm going to move my light, only because it's a little dark and dreary here. So these are those roll over elastic hair ties that you can either put as a hair tie, or if you cut them long enough, they actually can become a hair band. All right. Everybody has asked me how to press these. When I show you how to press them and you realize how easy they are, you're going to giggle, because it's not something that's really hard. I'm only doing a small piece. I'm not going to do a large sampling of it because I really want to just show you how to do it. So I'm going to just cut this piece. And what you want to do is do 0.65 on your image. Now, if you put stuff that's inside here like I did, you want to make it less than 1/2 inch wide, just so that it fits on your rolled over elastic. Okay, so you're going to lay it down. Line it up. I tape these down, to be honest with you. I do 385 for 50. Or 65. Actually, I got to switch that. I do 385 for 60. And here's the thing. When you ask me when I do time, temp, and pressure, pretty much my go-to is 385, 60, 65. That's because that's what my magic number is on my press. Do not stretch this. It'll do fine on its own. I'm going to do a full color just because I want you guys to see it. And you tape it all pretty, okay? There is a shiny side, so put the shiny side down. Can you sublimate if you go and you mess it up and you sublimate on the wrong side? Is it the end of the world? No. No, it's not. Just one side's shiny and one side's matte. Okay? So, these, This rolled over elastic comes on a roll. You can get them at Joann's. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, even Walmart sells them. I usually get mine because I can get mine a little bit cheaper in bulk because I order so many of them. I order from Ribbons and Bows Oh My, but there's other different ribbon places out there, but you want it to say folded or fold over elastic. All right. They come in a wide variety of colors. No, you cannot sublimate on them if they're black, but you can sublimate them black, and that's what we're going to do today. So I typically get the white. You can get some with some sparkle in it. Yes, you can sublimate on those. You can do the lighter pinks, the lighter blues, the yellows, whatever the case may be. Oh, my dog is just up my butt today. Put him out there.
In the kitchen now.
So this is black. All right, we're going to get some protective paper. We're going to put it down. I'm going to up my temp. So it's at 365. We're going to do a lot of live pressing today, like I said, because you know what? It won't be a Sass if I don't mess it up or do it live, and there you go. Make sure it's nice and tight. And press. Now, in a clamshell press, if you don't have one that has a pressure gauge on it, as you get better, you start to learn what heavy pressure is. Heavy pressure is you really got to push that down. Medium pressure is you didn't have to use too many muscles, and light pressure, obviously you just go tink and it goes down. So you will learn what heavy pressure, medium, and light pressure is, what substrates are good for what pressure. You learn of that the more you practice and the more you do. Now I get to drink a cup of coffee. So you're asking me the price on those hair bands. I sell them, and to each their own. They're very cheap to make, and you can whip them out very quickly. You just knot the end of them. I sell mine 2 for $5 or 3 for $8. I put my own cardstock. So you go get the cardstock from Michael's. It's 65-pound weight. You can put it in your regular printer. You put it in your regular printer, and then you cut the pieces, and you cut the pieces to fit your hairband around it, so you can actually put a logo on it for the school, whichever the case may be. But I do that for my brides. Here, I'll show you what I did for mine. So this is how I did it when I did the brides, when I did my wedding show. I put them on here. This is how you sell them and package them. The light cardstock is just what goes through the printer a lot easier. You probably could do a heavier weight cardstock, but I like this one because I didn't have to fight with my printer. Put some really cool designs on this, and that's how you market them. Now you can make these also into hair bands, the big headbands. You're going to ask me what to cut these at. You cut these at 11 inches long. Okay, so your hair ties are 11 inches long because you have to leave enough for the knot. The hair bands, I cut those at 15 inches, and then it'll actually go down to 14, and that's pretty much a general size that kind of stays on the girls' heads. Or even guys actually wear them. So let's pull this off. So as you remember, nope, no, you can actually, yes, you can put a little bit of your lighter just to heat seal the ends. You do that also with all of your ribbon. You just literally take your lighter, gently, don't burn it, you're melting it, don't burn it, okay? So, and that's how you heat seal the ends of those. But there you go. That is what it looks like, and I'll show you what it looks like stretched even. It doesn't matter who makes these, whether they're printed on, screen printed, it doesn't matter. When you stretch them, they all look like that. So you are doing absolutely nothing wrong. Do you want to stretch these and heat press them? No. No. So there's that. Cute, right? Absolutely adorable. The nice part is too with these is you can custom how small they go. So let's say you want to use them for a toddler, then I would go down to 8 inches and then knot them so you get about a 7-inch loop. That's great for the little peanuts because then you can market it to little peanuts too. And these are a lot easier and a lot gentler in those very sensitive heads. So this is great for that. Like I said, that is the black. I mean, the black came out absolutely amazing. I'll see if I can't get a little bit closer for you. Let's see. Sorry, it's blurry. My camera's trying to fight with me. Oh, camera stop. There we go. It's hard to see just because I'm so close. Sorry, my camera decided to be weird. But there you go. So these could be, you can print these with full color. You could print tons of them at a time. This is probably one of the easiest things you can print. And they're inexpensive. These are the things that you get your client to get into the door. This is one of those that they call lost leaders. You price them out very inexpensively because why? They're cheap to make. So you want to bring in your client, okay? Really, they're going to go to the local store and get what they want anyway. But you know what? You're custom printing them with their team logo on it, with whatever it may be that's on there. That's what this is all about. Okay, so moving right along, I use the same piece of paper. I'm now going to make the key fob. Now, I have never printed on this. I've always used to make these in embroidery. When I made my dog tags or my dog leashes and collars and all of that, I used to actually sew on these. I've never actually sublimated on these. So here it goes. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my image. Now, I'm only doing it part of the way. And let me see here. 1 second. I think I cut my piece a little too big. Yes. So what I want to do is I didn't make my image very big, but that's okay. I'm going to trim it off. Give me a nice clean trim on both ends. What I'm also going to do is heat seal it up. Give it a nice heat seal. All right. Because we don't want those ends to fray. And I think my lighter died. I usually have one of my clicker lighters. But of course, you know, I have children and a husband. And they just like to steal those things. Sit here and get it all nice and heat sealed. So you don't have that. Now it's all heat sealed in. Okay? So what you want to do is take your image. You can go all the way to the end. For this, I'm not, just because I want to show you some things, and because I'm just product testing. I mean, why? We'll see. It is webbing, so it's the webbing that you use for dog collars and leashes, and like I said, we're gonna make a key fob out of it. So, whoops. So let's see. Flip it up this way. Put it in here. Now, according to instructions, because I had to ask Billy on this because Billy actually did some, he says 400 for, I think he said 45 seconds. I've got mine at 385, again, because that's my go-to temperature for everything, for 65. So I'm thinking I might be able to be okay. I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Wish me luck. Who knows? This could be an absolute disaster, but that's why you have protective paper. Because you know what? There was a time I didn't put protective paper on, and I was literally scraping things off the top of my heat press. It was yummy. Key fob hardware. You can actually buy these at the Ribbons and Bows Oh Mine in bulk. I know that Stan hopefully will be getting these too. This happens to be Amy also sells key fobs. Hers are the neoprene, and they have a nice black edge on hers. I can show you hers actually. So they both have two different styles. I like the fact that there's two different styles. So he has the webbing ones that you can make and custom make them in length. Hers are these. And they have the white around it. She sells these, and she sells the little key fobs with it. If you need the key fobs, you can always get those at Ribbons and Bows Oh My, because they sell those, or any place online. Just look for key fob keychains. Here goes. When you're first product testing something out, your heart literally goes in your throat like, ugh, I hope it's okay. And you're thinking, I don't want to show anybody if it's not. But you know, because it's a Sass and they think that I should. And it comes out adorable. You want to see? And there you go. I did a Valentine's Day heart so that you could see what it looks like. Yes, you can make them into dog collars. Holy Moses, these are hot. I have hands of steel. So what you want to do, yes, I know there's a little gap, blah, blah, blah. Great for teams and schools. Keep that in mind if you're looking for a great idea, okay? Stan's had this webbing for a little while. He's like, Nikki, what the heck do I do with it? I'm like, well, let's do it on the Sass. So these little key fobs have a tooth in them, all right? And what you do, and for me, I just usually pinch them down. You can use pliers, you can use whatever you want. I typically will use a plier on these, but because I don't want to make a lot of noise and whatnot, what you do is you get them in here. Let me see if I can find my pliers, because they're never right where I want them. So you can pinch these down, get them in here. Pinch one side, pinch another, get it nice in there tight. Okay, and that's it. And now you have a really cute key fob, okay, that you've custom made and whatnot. Uber, 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 uber cute, right? So you could do these in full color and full bleed, and it would be absolutely amazing. You've seen where people have made the leashes and the collars, but it's not just leashes and collars. Do you know what else you can make with these? Are you ready? I hope you're ready, because I was up late last night, because I'm always up late at night, and I was talking to Margot, and Margot and I were sitting here. This is what gets two designers in trouble when we're brainstorming. Do you know what else you can make with these? Little kid belts. That's right. These are the perfect size for a little kid belt. You can use them for a pacifier holder. They're a little bit harder for a pacifier holder. Typically, you would use probably ribbon that you can sublimate on, and Margot's going to be working on those. But you could use these for that. Like I said, belts. You can use them for just about anything. If you attach elastic to the back, you now can make suspenders for kids that you can custom make. So if you're a sewer, by all means, have at it. But these would definitely make a cute little kid belt. Key fob. Gosh, the possibilities are absolutely endless. Oh, another think outside the box moment isn't brought to you in part by, yep, Margot and Nikki having a conversation. Let me find it. Here is your think outside the box. So Margot loves faux burlap. And she's like, oh, I really want to make a bag out of the faux burlap pillows. And I'm like, okay, so we're talking about the webbing. She goes, but I don't know exactly how to put the loops on. So I said, well, first of all, you would put them on. We'll say this was the webbing. You would put them on and put a decorative stitch here on either side. Well, you would come around as such. Because it already has the edge completed. It has a zipper. It makes a cute, carry and go bag. It's already made for sublimation. Just throw some handles on it and you got a really cute bag that you can make. Yes, he sells the totes. Absolutely. Those don't zipper, but these do. So you now have a zipper bag that you can use. I would definitely use the faux burlap over like the linen or even over the velour ones, just because they're a little bit more flimsier. These have a little bit more ruggedness to them. So if you're going to put handles on these, that would be my suggestion. But you can totally put them on, use that webbing, make a decorative handle, put some decorative stuff on it, and you're off and running in the races. So there's that. So far, are we good? Told you. As much as I really dreaded doing this Sass, why? You're going to ask why. Well, because it's all about Valentine's Day and whatnot, and I was stumped. But I managed to pull some stuff up. Even too, I get brain fogged. I'm going to do something. You watch. I'm going to do right now. So here's my thought of the day. So you're going to unzip this. All right, we're going to move right on, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this bag. We are going to, I'm going to use it as a pillow, but it would make a really great bag too. So if that's the case, and maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll sit and put the things on. So I'm going to put this in the direction that you would want a bag. I'm going to do an all-over sublimation design, okay? So I'm going to quickly sub it. I'm going to take this and put this on my Sequin Heart, and then I'm going to adhere it to my bag. So basically what I've done is I'm going to sublimate the entire bag to give it a decorative look. I'm going to add a sublimated Sequin Heart to add, again, another decorative element. I'm going to put webbing on it that's going to have sunflowers all over it. And now I've made a completely custom bag that no one else is going to have. Well, until now. All right. Again, sometimes you got to look at something and you got to think, what else can we make with it? Think outside the box. So, add our little bit of protective paper. I am going to tape this down. You can use your spray. Perfectly acceptable. This design happens to be for a 14-inch pillowcase. You can decide how you're going to do it and how you're going to design it. It's completely up to you and what fits your heat press. Okay. So, there's that. Add some more decorative paper, or protective paper. Make sure it's really on my press. Lock it down and let that cook. Again, my go-to for everything is 385 for 65. It's just what I find works. So, now we're going to prep the next piece. So while that's working, we're going to do this live for the very first time because these haven't been pressed yet. So like I said, I took off the backing. I played with these a little bit to loosen them up because when they put this glue on the back, it tightens up all the stitching that is done for a sequin pillow. Okay, so make sure it's shiny side up on your paper. All right. And for those who are questioning whether or not that's true, when you get them, the matte side is the back side, so it's got to adhere to the shiny side. Okay, so for me to be able to press, you got to move it all up. And they recommend, because again, I've never done this, not with these at least, they recommend that you flip them very quickly after you've pressed them. Okay, so we'll see how much my fingers can handle. All right. I'm in love. And I don't like yellow. Whew. How pretty is that going to be? And when we're done, we're going to put that glitter, I'm going to put that copper one on here right in the center. And then my design says, "You are my sunshine," when you flip it. I mean, how uber cute. I'm going to add straps to this, and I'm going to do the straps in the sunflower look too, just because, but I'm going to add a color to both sides maybe, because so then if it rubs or whatever, I don't know. I'll show you the finished product when I'm done with it. But this is a great think outside the box moment right here, is using these faux burlap pillowcases. So, you know, when two designers brainstorm, two very creative designers brainstorm, who don't sleep, you get fun and cool ideas that you can do. Nah, I don't need a glove. All right, so I've prepped this. I've flipped all over my sequins. All right. It's all flipped. It's all ready. Remember, shiny side of your paper. You're going to lay it down so it's flat. All right. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your saying. All right. I'm going to center that in there. No, I'm not taping it down because it's kind of weird. Okay. Put it on here. All right. Oh, I forgot to pre-press. My bad. So I want to pre-press this a little. Get it so it sticks a little. Okay. Make sure it's all sort of flat. So give it a light pre-press. All right, put your image on. I say give it a light pre-press because it curls up a little bit after you've flipped it. All right. Whew. I'm going to lower the temp just a little because it tells you to have it at 50. And we're going to lower it down to 365 and see how we do there. Because it is sequin, I typically do the sequins at 3 to 5 for 55, 65. But because this has a backing onto it, we're going to see how it goes. Remember, this is testing. So this is what happens when us, behind the scenes, being the moderators and the admins, this is what we do when we product test. We sit there, we play with time, temp, and pressure to see if we can get a baseline for what you can use, so then you can go figure it out on yours. So for my baseline, right now, I'm going to start at 365 for 50 and see what we have, and see how well it presses. I press it for a quick 10 seconds, and this way so that it lays flat on there. Now, if you're worried about whether or not, once you've peeled that backing off of whether or not it's going to work, you can use parchment paper too. But I like just to reuse the backing, to be honest with you. All right, it's dropped down a little. I'm going to hold on. I want to loosen my pressure just a little. Perfect. So I've got it at a medium pressure right now, and as my heat press has dropped down, I'm going to press it for 50 seconds. We'll see how that goes. I want to let it cool before I peel off that backing because I want it to heat. I believe I'm going to find out in about 2 seconds if that's true. Again, product testing is huge, and it helps us to be able to help you. Do we waste a lot? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. No, the zipper doesn't burn. Isn't that amazing? So I'm going back and reading it. Some people asked if it burns when you put the zipper in your heat press. Nope. Nope, because they use special stuff that can take the high heat. Just like with Stan's baby bibs, there's Velcro on it. That Velcro is made to withstand the high heat. You could do grommets. All right. So I would definitely give it maybe a little bit more pressure, but I think the time and the temperature was perfect. They say that you're supposed to flip this immediately. But let me show you a quick. There's this. It came out great. I would just give it a little bit more pressure. That would be for me. So sit here and everybody says, oh, you're supposed to use a glove. Guess what? No, it wasn't that hot. I have nails for a reason. Okay, so we flipped it all over because that's what they tell you to do. Why? Not really sure. Maybe because so you move them because of the glue and all of that happy stuff. So that may be true. All right. Let's get it all flipped. Remember how I said to you that that paper on the back makes it a little bit harder to flip? It still holds 100% true. It makes it harder to flip. So what we're going to do, peel that off, and now it's easier to flip these. So for me, I would probably, as soon as it comes off the heat press in the future, give it a quick little shake for cooling it off, and then I would pull off the backing. Now, also with this set, you're gonna get those rogue ones that just won't flip right back. Get your tweezers out. God, don't complain about it. I'm tired of people complaining that they didn't flip correctly. Well, you know what? That's called life, okay? So you get in, get your tweezers. You can go back at it a couple times, get it back up to where it needs to be, and there you go. See? So now, there's my design. Okay, it's hidden away. Now, why are we going to hide this away? Because I'm about to heat press it yet again for a quick 10 seconds. I'm going to see if that works because I really just don't want to change my time and my temp, so I'm going to work with it. Why? Because I'm product testing. So let's see how this works. So, what I'm going to do, here's going to be hopefully the end result, right, is I'm going to put this on here. This is the thought and the theory here. All right. You don't let the zipper sit off the edge of the press? No. No, I don't. Should I? Never have. Why? Maybe you want a full bleed, so you need to have that full bleed if you have your zipper. Just keep that in mind. All right. All right, here goes. So I'm going to do a little quick tack, okay? Now I know what you're going to say. Maybe I should lower my temp. Just because it is at such a high heat, I don't want this to take off of my, so I'm going to lower the heat just a little so it doesn't off-gas too much. Bring it down to 40. I'm going to bring it down to 340. You're still going to put protective paper over it. Why? Because it will off-gas just ever so slightly. But the more you bring down your temp, the less likelihood you're going to have for it to off-gas. Why? Because the high heat is what causes it to off-gas. So, oh, kind of came out cute. Let's put some protective paper. Now with vinyl, I let it go for 20 seconds. So I'm wondering if that would be the same idea. I'm going to try 10. I'm going to peek in, see if it's got a little bit, if it's stuck okay. If it hasn't, I'll give it another quick 10 seconds and we'll see how this goes. So, be probably the quickest 10 seconds of my entire life. Let's see how it did. Perfect. And let's see. I love it. Love it. Give it a quick shake. Just because it's hot. Okay. There you go. How uber cues that, see? And it's not, I did 10 seconds for 340 to give it a quick press so that this was on there, and now, and it moved perfectly. I mean, this moved perfectly. I was hoping that it would. Because when you first get these, I'm going to tell you, with that paper backing, they're murder to try to flip. They're so stiff, but once you press them, or once you take that backing off, it becomes so much easier to flip them because there is that glue. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Can you tell? How cute and adorable is this? Right? You know what? I gotta pick that up. Oh my God, this corner is gonna drive me crazy. But you just sit here and you play with it. Whatever. It's because I'm being pain. How cute. Right? It's adorable. Now, keep this in mind. When you flip these will shift ever so slightly. So don't freak out, okay? Because that's what sequins do. They're not a perfect science, okay? You're never going to get it to lay just like you did when you pressed it. If that's the case and you want to leave it for your client, then don't flip it. Don't flip it, because if you want it to be perfect for your client, then don't flip it. That's my word of thought. Okay, because then it looks perfect right after you pressed it. But if anything had stuck, you wouldn't know. So it's a catch-22. But these move so much. I mean, look at, I'm doing this as a finger. So Jennifer, to answer your question, they move so much easier. Her and I were talking about this. They are so hard to move when you first get them, and now you can see they're super easy. Makes a really cute gift bag. Great for putting on kids' backpacks. Like I said, backs of hoodies, because these are so large. They're, like I said, about an 8.5 by 8.5 heart. I am having Stan look into getting other things in the sequins besides pillows and those patches. So stay tuned for that, because he's got a lot of cool things. So let's move right along, shall we? How are we doing so far? Are we doing good? It's cute, right? Okay. Amy's on. Amy's on early. I wonder if she's had coffee yet. All right, next up is the heart puzzles. Now, Amy has some new puzzles that are coming in. She has ones that are the bigger pieces, great for those little guys when they're starting to learn how to do puzzles. She's got some new shapes, I believe, so they're really cool. The one I'm going to do today, because it is our Valentine's Day special, is the heart. All right, now I know that Amy has these really cool, kind of soft canvas bags. This one's the small one. She does have a larger one if I could find it on here. I don't know where I put it. I probably put it away. Anyway, there's a next size bigger for this one. And they are a drawstring bag, which is a great thing to put your puzzle pieces in when they're done. So, yes, you can put them right back in their cellophane, but unless you're going to, you know, you want somebody to use it, you need a little cute carrying bag. So here's my suggestion. All right, so you take your design. I'm going to cut so I can really see what I'm doing. Just a quick heart. I literally printed out the image that is going on my bag. Why? Because I want them to see what the puzzle looks like. Okay? So, I should have lint rolled before, but I didn't. And I'll probably hear about that later. But whatever. At least I'm using my protective paper. Okay. So, give it a quick lint roll. Alright. Get off any of the particles. Okay. Make sure you lay it flat. Again, there's some of these items I have never pressed before. So, it would be alive. Right? So now we have that. I'm going to up my temp because it's a sublimation fabric, so you definitely want to up your temp a little. I'm going to up it back up to my 385. Give that a quick, oops. Alright, so I'm going to let that warm up because I am going to have to do the puzzle as well. Puzzles are 400 for 120 seconds. I'm going to probably do it for a little bit longer for less the heat. We'll see how it goes. Again, I think that's how I did it the last time I did my puzzles. I did them, I think it was like 100 seconds, but I'm going to see how it works for me because again, when you're product testing and when you're doing stuff, you have to find what works for you. When they offer time, temp, and pressure, it's just a baseline. Okay? When you get the puzzles, keep them on the cardboard. That is key. Okay? That is key. I couldn't find my puzzle heart shape in my templates. So I had to use a rectangle. And it was too late to ask her. So what I do, and I can't show you, unfortunately, is I will tape it to the cardboard, my image, because that's what I'm going to use it for, just so that it's kind of down. Could you use your Poly Pro spray or whatever? Yes, you could use that too. I just choose not to. So this is all set and ready. We're going to give that a few more seconds to heat up. Any questions so far? Let's see where we're at. Amy's bags are cotton. How are you doing sublimation? I don't think they're cotton. I guess I'm going to find out. I'm pretty sure these are sublimation bags, actually. These aren't cotton. Yeah, no, they're poly. They're a poly bag. She will have them up there if she doesn't yet. 356. Oh, that's what it was. 356 for 120. Thank you, Amy. I knew there was a different temp. I don't ever use dye press spray at all on anything. A lot of people do. Like this was never done with dye press spray. So that helps. And this is I want to say it's either a 60-40 or a 50-50 blend. All right. So let's get that going. What was the time and temp on the Sequin Hearts? I did the Sequin Hearts at 385 for 60. You do a quick pre-press of 10 seconds just so that it lays flat in your press because it'll tend to curl when you peel off that backing. So you do a quick pre-press and then in a light pre-press. Don't press it all the way down. Like you just want to give it a light pre-press so that it settles down so you can put your image on. I don't tape my image on and I don't use Pro Spray for that. I just put it on. Then from that point, it was $385 for 60. And then when you go to place it on your items, I did it at $340 for 10 seconds. I figured the bags were poly. You wouldn't have handed me a cotton bag. Oh, a little bit on the hot side. But I always like to open up my bags and my pillowcases right after, just out of sheer habit. Give them a quick shake. I've got fingers of steel, man. Just gotta say. Give it a little bit of love. And there you go. So, it says me and you are like puzzle pieces. Two completely different shapes, but when together, we fit perfectly. So that's the image that we're putting on our puzzle. Okay, we're going to drop our temperature down because Amy was able to give me the proper one. She said it's 356 for 120. All right, that's what the boss says. That's what I'm going to try. So let this cool down just a touch. I will get it in my heat press. So that I am ready for when it cools down ever so slightly. But they're super cute. And they're actually lined. These have a really nice lining in them, so a really nice bag, I gotta be honest. Probably one of my favorite little drawstring bags because this size too is great if you're gonna do that jewelry, the boho jewelry. You could put that in there because when you shrink it up, I mean the measurements on this bag, let me get that for you. You're gonna ask me. The smalls are roughly a little under 5 wide and just about 6 in height. I know that the next size bigger, which are, hey there, here's the next size. If you're looking for it, that one runs you about 6 3/4 wide and runs you about just 8 1/4 in height. So you definitely can see the vast difference of the two. But they're soft. They have a nice linen feel. I like the linen feel. But look, uber cute, right? Great for putting this. You can even, somebody had taken a burlap bag they got off of Amazon or whatever, put a tic-tac-toe board on it, go out and get those little glass beads like she did. You can put that on there. You make tic-tac-toe board out of it, put a game, whatever it may be. But these are great for giving gifts. They're great for ornaments. They're great for anything you want because these are a nice size. So there's that. I love it saying, me too. I love it saying too. Of course, I'm going to go now take my saying that I have and put it on everything. So be prepared for the designs that are about to come. Put that saying on it. You're welcome. Where did you get the image for the bag? This bag? I made it. This is a me make. I definitely try, and that's something I need to express. I definitely try to make as many of my stuff as possible. All the designers buy elements. They do whatever they want to it. So here's the thing, and this is one of my things, is when we do something and when we make a design, unless, you know, for me, we're not changing any of the, you're only allowed to change the names on it or dates or whatever. The design itself is ours, and we don't want you to pick it apart. Also, in the slippers, everybody has asked this question, so here is the answer. Pay attention. If you're going to make the print, press, cut, and sew slippers, okay, if you're going to make those, I make the design. All you have to do is literally print, press, cut, sew. No guesswork of whether or not the design lines up correctly. None of that, because it will. Now, as for the sizing, that design was literally a design that I had, that I hand drew way back when I was doing sewing and embroidery full time, and I converted it over. Am I selling the template? No. Do I include the pattern with all of my slippers? Yes, I include the pattern, and the reason being is if you want to go out and buy regular fabric, you now have the pattern to do so. I am selling the ones with the designs. There's my disclaimer to answer your question. I worked hard on that template. What brand is your? This is the next level. I think it's a 6051. I think it is. I love these raglan styles. I believe it's either a 50-50 blend or a 60-40, but they really take the ink really well. It always will have a vintage look. There's no doubt in my mind on that. I don't use die press, but these colors came out absolutely amazing, to the point that you can even still see the little bit of glitter that Margot put in the design. So these are really cool if that's what you're looking for. What was she asking for? Smaller bags than that. Oh. No, but you know what? I would love for her to get the smaller bags for those two. Colette, I think that would be a really cool idea, especially for jewelry. I know like a 3x2 or 3x4 would be the ideal size, because then it fits her new bracelets that she has in absolutely perfect. I'll have to give her the measurements of the bags that I have, because they would be the absolute perfect bag. Ooh, I'm wrecking the place over here. All right, so that's where it needs to be. Let's do this. Loosen my pressure just a little. Oh, it needs to be a little bit more. All right. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Spilled my coffee. Oy vey. All right. What type of material do you use for the baby slippers? So for the baby slippers, you can use a poly fabric, felt. You can use fleece. And here's how I describe it. Your poly fabric is like the fabric you would find kind of in your regular store, craft store. All right. Those are great for summer slippers. All right. Put a suede bottom on all of your slippers, because they help with the friction, and they help, you know, this way the kids aren't slipping and sliding too bad. Felt is your lightweight felt, your craft felt that you can get. They're a lightweight felt. All right, so that's great for like spring and fall. And then you have fleece that you can use. And the fleece one, keep in mind that fleece, when you do fleece, they're stretched to fleece. All right, so you're going to have to work on which direction you're going to put it in. If you want them to stretch this way, then go with, you know, where it stretches. Or what you could do is do mixed medium, and basically you could do some felt and some fleece, however you so choose, but those are more for like your winter type of slipper. So they kind of run the seasons. It all depends on what you want to offer. I typically do felt because it's in that medium range. And I will put a suede bottom on the bottom of mine. So that's how I would do it personally. And because felt just takes the abuse, it also takes the color really well. The fleece I don't have to worry about, with fleece I have to worry about where the stretch is, whether or not I'm going against the bias or with the bias. There's all that to take in consideration. Where poly fabric too, it doesn't have the stretch. That's a great alternative. You could do a felt inside if you're going to double layer it, and then do a poly cot or the poly on the top. Really, it's up to what you want. Okay. My image wasn't big enough. First world problems right here. So, I didn't do my image big enough. As you can tell, I didn't line it up. Boy, Betty. If I had moved this up, it would have all fit. But that does make a really cool picture with all of that, right? But I'll show you. It came out really pretty. See, without it falling everywhere. Even though I messed it up. It's fine. Alright? So, let it cool before you pull it apart. Let it sit on a cool surface. And whatnot. Let it sit there. I mean, the image came out absolutely gorgeous. I'll see if I can't get a better picture for you. Yes, you can. Anything that's micro, suede, or I'll try to show you guys this. Don't mind the bed, but obviously the color is gorgeous. Pretty, right? So then what you would do is, now that this has cooled down a little bit, slide it off. What I tend to do, because this will arch a little, and because I have this really cool new countertop in my shop, being metal, I'll let it sit, and then it's going to help cool off my item that much quicker. And then for presentation purposes, pull your puzzle apart, all right? Gently pull it apart, okay? Don't go in like a bull in a china shop and pull it apart. All right? Because you want them to not be all funky, because they will tend to stick just a little. All right? That's normal. Don't freak. That's why you got to do it gentle when you're pulling these apart. And you honestly, here's the thing. This is just food for thought. When you're making puzzles, I definitely would pull them apart. Because you want to make sure nothing's stuck, and then you're going to sit there and put the puzzle back together. Unless it's a 300-piece puzzle, but no puzzles ever come together in the store, so why do mine have to come together? Just saying. And in this way, I know all the pieces are apart. There's going to be no issues of it having stuck somewhere. That's the reason I like being able to pull these apart. I know they have great for presentation purposes. When you're showing them off at a craft fair or whatever, you want to have one at least put together. But honestly, if you notice, all of them are taken apart and put into a box. So go ahead, pull them apart. As you're seeing what I'm doing right now, I'm putting them in the bag that I just made with Amy's bags, and has my image on the front. And just like that, you now have a really cute, and tie it, by the way. Whoops. Hold. Give it a cute little bow. And now you have a really cute presentation for selling your puzzles. Nice part is too, these don't take up that much space. If you're using boxes, which by all means, go use a box or whatnot, these take up a lot less space, especially for those people who have small craft rooms or small shop areas. This will take up a lot less space and look really, really cute. They get a cute little gift bag out of it, and their puzzle is in here. This one would definitely fit your 300 pieces easily. So keep that in mind. You can put front and back. You could put a cute saying on the back. You could do whatever it is your little heart desires. But this is just something that I would do. Right? Uber cute idea. Oh, sorry. Sorry. That better? Can you see it now? So all of this is all tucked in. I think this was I forget how many pieces are in the 100 piece, or the heart. It might be, I think it's either 80 or 100 or something like that. Pieces in here. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but it's really, really cute. I can't get over how soft these bags are. I'm sorry. We're such creatures of softness. It's terrible. All right. You can put your logo on the back. And when you put your logo on the back, do it really small on the bottom. You don't have to have your logo. And here's the thing about logos. You don't have to have your logo completely in your face with all time. Sometimes the smaller is the better. One, just because, yes, you have it there. But two, you can put your brand, because you're now a brand. Remember, as soon as you sell your first item, you're in the public eye and you are now branded. So with that said, you want to put your stuff out there. All right. Here's some other new stuff that I'm going to press. So look what I get to product test. This beautiful little piece of information. Amy has been working on making cutting boards. Well, this will be the first out there of the natural cutting boards that are made out of wood. And the nice part is they are also double-sided. So I get to product test this out. And we're going to do it live together because, you know, again. So I'm going to show you, it's going to look very similar to this because it's for me and I want something cute in matchmaking. So let's get my images out. Shall we? Shall we, shall we, shall we? All right. So, line my image up. I am the clipboard queen. I love me a good clipboard. I love the fact that this could be a natural wood because here's another thought on the whole natural wood. It is definitely great. Has a masculine look to it. You can have a really nice masculine look to it. For men, that's a nice thing about it. I'm gonna press these at what I think I should press them at, because again, no clue. I gotta remember what we did what did we do the phone stands at? I gotta remember off the top of my head. Billy, can you look up the phone stands and what she has pressed? The pressing times and temps for those, please. I can't remember off the top of my head. We're going to base it off of that. You're right. You can't see what I'm doing right at the moment. Because all I'm doing is taping it. That's all I was doing. I was just taping the image down. So what we're doing is we're taping the image. I get it taped. It's here. It has a little bit of a bleed all the way around. So I had to prep it on my table. Let's see. Cutting board. Or do you mean clipboard? It's a clipboard. Sorry. So there we go. You know, Billy, I just want you to look up what the phone stands were on for heat and temp. And I can't keep adjusting it's hard to adjust this because then I cut myself off. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you, Billy. All right, so we're gonna go with that. 365 for 50 seconds. All right. Let's see how it works. Here goes nothing, right? 365. I'm going to lower it just a little. I'm going to do a little bit higher than that because it is so much bigger. All right. Yes, all natural wood is same time and temp. Okay. Boss says, what boss gets. Got it. I don't know. I haven't done this yet. So you have to remember, I press regular clipboards, so this one's going to be new for me. Now listen, with natural wood, you will get some moisture in it. I don't pre-press it. I'm not sure. Amy's going to have to answer that question. I personally don't pre-press mine because it is the wood and whatnot. So you're going to see a little bit of steam come out of it. That's normal for me, at least for me. She's going to correct again, just because I have yet to do. The natural wood's still very new to me. All right. I'll just do a quick. Yep, that should work. Make sure it's on my press. And here goes. I have never done this. Let's see. So how are we doing so far? Any questions? I got 65 seconds to kill. Or 50 seconds. I don't know. I've got some time to kill. She is going to be selling those. We're, like I said, we're just product testing right now on the clipboards, just because we want to see how they come out and whatnot. I'm working on my whole camera angle thing, so just bear with me. I didn't want you guys to have to look down at me, up at me, whatever. You don't need to see up my nose or anything like that. So still working on all of that part of it. When I do want to teach what I'm doing and you need to see my hands, the camera angle will definitely change. But if I'm just taping something, it's just taping. All right, next we're going to be doing is Stan's clutch bags, and that I will move the camera for. Whew. Oh. I'm kind of nervous, but I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be nervous, but I am. Now, I gotta let it cool off just a little. I gotta adjust my pressure ever so slightly, because for these you definitely want probably a little bit more of a more medium to heavy, not quite heavy. Just because I do notice a little bit of a pressure issue for me in the center. When I do the back, I'll see if it's the same issue. But now that I can handle it, can you see it? You could see where it was a little bit of a pressure issue, but that's something I'm going to work on for me. But look at how gorgeous this turned out. Show me some hearts, guys. Nope, not yet. She will be getting them. She will be, this is just for product testing, and we're doing it live together, the product testing, so that you guys can see what the process is that we go through as moderators and admins of the group, how we go through and we product test everything we do. And the reason being is we need to give you a baseline. We need to be able to answer questions. We need to be able to tell you how to press it. And give you at least a guide so that when you go and you take it, you can do it and not go in blind. So isn't this gorgeous though? I mean, really, look, ready? How cute that gift set is going to be. Right? So now I'm going to press the back. Now I need to note that it is slightly bowed, but when I go to press the back, it's going to flatten right out. That happens with the natural wood, just so you know. This is a natural product, guys, okay? So when you have natural products, that's what happens, okay? So don't be like freaking out over it. So now I'm going to tape the back side on. I'm going to press it down. I'm going to change my pressure a little bit for this, just because I want to know what this is. Yes, I will be listing these designs on my Etsy page, and I'll be posting them over in our graphics group so that you too can make this exact same image for yourself. I gotta say, even though it didn't press as well, you can even see my faux glitter on here. So the faux glitter even shows up because, as everybody knows, I love everything sparkly. So I'm gonna tape this down. Amy, I gotta tell you, I wish you could see this in person because it is just breathtaking. give a little bit of a twist. I'm going to try a different direction this time. See if that even helps it. Because I was going in one direction versus another. Make sure it's on my heat press. Centered. And I gave it a little bit more pressure to see if I can get that center to do exactly what I want it to do. And we're going to see how it all plays out. And then we're going to go from there. So like I said, we're going to work on these clutch bags. I'm going to get the camera over a little bit closer because there is something I want you to notice when you do it. So as I'm prepping this, I want to show you a trick that you can do. So you're asking me what I'm doing. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking some heat tape and I'm putting it on the eel, because these are the eel bags, and I'm literally putting it right here. Why? Because if for some chance the heat does get to it, you don't want it to melt your fabric or that eel. So basically what you're doing is you're helping protect it from the heat press. Oh, I know, shush it. Just a little more pressure was all I needed. It wasn't something that you needed too much. So you definitely want the medium to heavy pressure with the natural wood. Just so that, and it stopped it from bowing, which was amazing. Both sides subbed still absolutely gorgeous. It is definitely something I will be getting. The regular hardware works really well on it. So this will be the hardware that I personally like. One, because it's so much easier to hammer down those little facets that go into here, so it will look like such. How gorgeous. I mean, seriously. The colors are still absolutely vibrant. I love the fact that it has the natural wood to it, because it just makes it different. That's what she's about, is trying to find stuff that's different. So, like I said, cute set would be to get this for the favorite person in your life. I'm going to make up some male and some female designs that I have. I will be putting this design on my page so you too can play around with it. Gorgeous though, right? I can't get over this. I really can't. I can't get over it. Yep, it is. It is so pretty. What did she ask? Khaki. Oh, the white. Yeah, she doesn't have the white right now. I honestly, here's the thing. While the white clipboards are absolutely great, you can get those just about anywhere. Why don't you go for something a little bit different and have it in the natural wood so that you're not like everybody else on the market. That's what makes that cool. And because that's not something you see, you can go get, you know, whatever custom wherever. The beautiful part is you want something to be a little bit different. So when you do your craft shows and your fairs and all that, you can stand out just a little. And this is how you help stand out. Love it. All right, I'm going to move my camera. So bear with me for 2 seconds because there is something I want to show you on it. So we're going to do these clutch bags. Okay, here's the thing. You want to put a piece of tape along the edge here so that when your heat press comes on it, you don't accidentally hit your heat press against this. And if you do, the heat tape is going to help so that it doesn't burn the eel or melt it, I should say. So you want to make sure that it's all there. So I'm going to get it all prepped real quick. All right. I want to get it all pretty prepped. Take off this top edge just because I need to be able to see where my top edge is so that none of my white shines through. And I'm going to make sure, so you really, when you're cutting these, you want, for me, and this is for me, this doesn't have to be a you thing, I literally cut off all the white edges. And the reason being, especially, I want to make sure my bleed is correct, but I want to make sure I can line it up correctly. And then I know I'm centered. Put some heat tape on. I'll show you that in 2.5 seconds because you're going to ask me for it. All right, so I only added a couple pieces of heat tape, so now my image is on. Now, keep in mind there's a button So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig out my felt piece because I want that button to kind of go into it. So I gotta adjust the heat press. You're gonna ask why these are face down. So Margot is like, I don't know if I like them face down. I go, well, there's a reason they're face down. Because if you were to put your cards in this way, when you go to open it up, your cards can go flying, okay? By them being upside down, okay, and you go to open it, if they're gonna fall, they're gonna fall into your pocketbook and not go flying out of your pocketbook. Okay, so that's why they're upside down. So don't freak out that they're upside down, and you just have to remember why. It's to protect you from losing your cards. Okay, so that's the reason and the mythology around that. I missed it. Just no. I wish I could cut straight. But you can cut straight. Where's my handy little dandy thing? Give me 1 second. I'll show you how I cut straight. I don't know where my paper cutter is. I have a paper cutter, but you can get a paper cutter at Walmart. I stuck my paper cutter cleaning because I do that a lot. But I have a slide paper cutter. If I can find it real quick, I'll show it to you. That's what happens when you clean for the Sass. You forget where you put everything. All right, let's get this camera moved. And in the meantime, I will also take a peek for my paper cutter. All right, let's unplug this. All right, let's get the legs down here. So sorry for all of this, but you know what? It's definitely something you want to see. I don't want you to be confused by it. I'm just getting the feet down, so I apologize. All right. So let's get, whoops, I forgot to lock the one. All right. All right, so there's something to be said for these things. All right, let's get this all kind of close in here. Now, you want to see the edge of your press, okay? Yes, I use Teflon. I cover it with protective paper, okay? And actually, what I'm gonna do is slide my felt, my Nomex pad in underneath here. All right, and then I'm gonna protect it because I want my button to sink into there without destroying it. I'm gonna up my pressure so that I can close it. Just tighten it just a little. All right, I think that'll be good. And then, yeah, my felt is tall. It's a Nomex pad, so 385 I'm gonna try because that's my go-to. And I've done notebooks before, so these kind of feel like the notebooks. So I'm gonna try and see what my go-to is and see if I have to adjust what Stan has. Now here's the trick to these. You have this tape right here, all right, all the way to the edge. You want this to barely hang over that edge. That's why you want to line it up. These are a little bit more tricky, okay? Just so you know. All right, you want to line this up so that it hangs off, okay? And this way too, it kind of protects it. All right, so you want to just barely, let's see if I can get it. And there you go. We'll see how it goes. But that's how I do it. When I do anything that has that weird edge or this weird type of stuff, I will put it towards the edge of it so that, there you go. There answers Jen's question. Jen says you do it 375 for 60 seconds. I will take it off after, because I did 65 seconds, so I'll give it 5 seconds. I won't have it on there. Or maybe even 10 seconds because I upped my temp just a little. But we'll see. Why not? Right? So far so good. I guess I need to get one of those pads. Those pads help for a lot. They are great for when you're doing ornaments. They're great for doing any of those substrates that need to have it be able to sink into. They're really great for that. It helps for when you're doing, you know, you want to go up on the edge of an ornament. So there's that. I'm going to pop it now just because I had the edge. Here goes. I've never done this. I love it. Ready? Let's see how well she did. There you go. How beautiful. And watch. I've now just protected this up here from getting any heat. Okay. And yes, I know. Thank you, Karen. Oh, goodness gracious. I did forget my top sheet. Oh, well. I didn't die. Isn't that pretty? And you can even see the really pretty goat flow glitter. Isn't that gorgeous? I am so in love with this. And this matches that green that I have absolutely perfectly. I am so in love. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love. The felt pad I got from JPP, Johnson Plastics Plus. That's where I get my felt pad. Jen, are you seeing this? It is gorgeous. And I have to tell you, Stan's the one that told me the trick about putting the tape up here, by the way. He said, put the tape up there, it protects it. Absolutely, it does. I like doing the button, you don't have to, you're right, Tammy, you don't have to, but I just want to protect this all under here, so that's what I do. Stunning! Whoop, whoop! Okay. Let's move me a little bit here. Ready? Going up to level 13. Housewares. I'm sorry, I'm such a wise ass. I'm just going to push it over to here for right now. Instead of putting it back up where it belongs. New angle. There you go. Hopefully you guys can see me. And there you have it. So we'll see if I'm on my camera here, if I'm in the right spot. Hopefully I am. Who knows at this point. There we go. We'll see. Give me 2 seconds because I need to let my video camera that's lagging come up. And I am up. So, we did a lot. And you got to learn about some really new cool products. I'm going to go over everything that we just pressed and we did live. I'm going to give you the times and temps and pressures that I used. Always please check back with Amy and Stan, especially if it's their items, what they recommend. Because again, it's all in what you do. All right, so let me grab everything. Let's talk about it all. Get your notepad out because I know you guys are busy watching. All right. This was fun. All right. So today was a really busy Sass. We did a lot of different items. We actually pressed items today live together for the first time. I took a chance. I thought outside the box and thought, okay, if newbies have got to do it, so do I. I do a lot of product testing for Stan and Amy, and so do they. I mean, they do their own product testing, then they ship it out and say, will you test this? Because we want to make sure that we're all on the same page. And because it's different places, different environments, you know, different strokes for different folks kind of saying. That's the thing. Okay, so it depends on where you live, the climate, and whatnot. We want to just make sure that our baselines are pretty close, within, you know, a couple seconds of each other, or, you know, a couple degrees of each other. So you keep that part in mind. Again, remember, they're just baselines, okay? It's not an exact science in that sense. All right, 4 pages of notes. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so here's the things that I was product testing today for you guys. Okay, so I had never made these before. and I am completely in love with this. And probably a little bit more than I should. I wanted something that would match the eel. This is the clutch bag that you get from Stan. It does have a chain that goes on this one. My daughter has the bigger version of this. Remember, some tricks is put a piece of your heat tape along here. Always press it near the edge of your press, not fully on your press, because you're going to protect that eel, this faux eel thing. And you'll get a perfect press. Make sure you trim it perfectly so that you can kind of gauge where it is so you're not wonky. They have paper cutters. Michaels sells them. Use them. If I had mine right where I could see it, I would show you mine. So this came out absolutely gorgeous. You do $3.75 for 60 seconds for this, and it's just, they're stunning, okay? I also product tested from him the webbing. The webbing he has, there's multiples of use for these. You can make key fobs. You can make the pet leashes and the pet collars. You can make belts for babies and infants and toddlers. You can make straps to bags. All of the fun stuff that you can do with webbing is not just for leashes and for collars. Webbing can be used for a lot of different things. They pressed absolutely gorgeous. I did it at $3.85 for 65, and it pressed phenomenally. Billy presses his at $400 for 45. So that's how we did the difference. But I do $3.85 for 65. I love that's my magic number. Like I've said to everybody time and time again, that's what I did for this. We also pressed the fold over elastic. The fold over elastic is a great way to get your client in the door, because you know what, these are very inexpensive to make, but you know what, you don't got to charge a fortune either, because you're now hitting every price point for your client, whether it be $5, whether it be $85, you're going to hit everybody's price point, so that gets them in the door and it gets them shopping in your shop. These I did again, my magic number, $3.85 for 65. You can press a boatload of these at the same time. Tape them down. I don't use the Poly Pro spray on these. I literally just tape one end, tape the other, and I'll tape right in the middle, just so it doesn't slide. So there's that. When you're marketing them, get yourself some cardstock. The cardstock is a 65-pound weight from Michaels. You could print their school logo on this. This one I did for my brides. Will you be my bridesmaid? You could put your company logo on them. Some cute, fun saying. I helped my friend Becky. Her and I talked about it and hashed out, and her says, I can't remember what her says now, but she has it for all of hers. Some really cool things. I sell 2 for $5. I sell 3 for $8. When I do the headbands, I sell 2 for $8, and I sell 3 for $10. These are just, they're cute. Then we got into the last thing for Stan was the sequin hearts. Again, you can add, I'm going to make this into a bag because it already has the zipper. It's already finished. Add some straps that I'm going to add with the sunflowers on it, and now I've got a really cute tote bag that has custom handles that I've put something on for those who want that faux burlap look. Now, both Amy and Stan have their linen tote bags, but sometimes you want something just a little bit different and you want it to zipper. Theirs, I don't believe zipper. I know Stan's doesn't. I can't remember. I don't think Amy's does. But sometimes you just want to be able to close it. So you put your sewing hat on and you put some decorative sewing, and now you've got a really cute tote bag. What we did was I sublimated the entire thing on $3.85 for 65, gave it a really pretty cool back design, and then I put a design on the sequin heart. The sequin heart you're gonna press at, I'm trying to remember now. We did, I think it was like $3.65 for 50, if I remember correctly. I'll double check and I'll put it in the notes when I go back through. And first you pre-press for 10 seconds. No, it was $3.85. It was $3.85. $3.85 for 45. You sit there and you pre-press for 10 seconds to flatten it out. Remember, when you first get these, they're very tight, very hard to move back and forth. So what you want to do is peel off that backing, make sure they all move properly, put it back where it belongs, use that backing, shiny side to the back of this. Don't put the matte side. The matte side faces out, okay? And that way you can peel it off. Pre-press. Give it a quick 10-second pre-press. Then you're going to then go back in at $3.85 for 45 seconds, whatever it was. And I'll go back and look. And you press it for that. And then when you pull it off, give it a quick cool down, flip these back and peel off that backing. It'll help flip these over really quickly. Then what you want to do is put it on your bag. You're going to give it a 3. I literally had it at 385 for 10 seconds. I went bam, and we were done. I think I lowered down, actually no, I lowered down the temperature for that. I'm sorry. I lowered it down to where you would do vinyl, okay? So I do apologize. So many times and temps in my poor brain right now. And they happen to work much better for that. So let me reiterate. When you're pressing it for sublimation, you want 385 for 50, I think it was like 45, 50. I'll go back and look, like I said. But when you want to seal it to your bag, you want to lower that temp. And I think I lowered it, now that I think about it, was 340. And I did it for 10 seconds. You want to lower that heat because you don't want to pull the sublimation off. The lower the heat, the less likely you're going to have an off gas. Again, sorry, lots of times and temps thrown at me. Thank you. So Jen says it was $385 for 55. So there's the offer for that. Again, you like the tote bag idea? Wasn't that just clever? That was a Margot and Nikki idea when we're up at like midnight talking. Now we're moving into the realm of Hellbound. I said hell. It's really hail. She's going to love that one. Freudian slip. Okay. This was a product test. This is part of her natural wood line, or will be. This is her Savannah. I believe this is the Savannah. Yes. Her Savannah clipboard. It's the natural wood. It's two-sided. You definitely want to do medium to heavy pressure on this, and all of her natural wood products press at the same time and temperature. She's gonna put it up there, I know. Put the hardware in. All right, don't mind the banging then. I will put the hardware in because she wants me to put the hardware in, so I'm gonna put the hardware in. You just can't mind the banging. I will do that too. So there was these. They matched her phone stands. We did the puzzle. I'm not going to put the puzzle together, but we did a heart puzzle. We put it in one of her cute little bags that she has. Amy wants me to show you guys how I do this, because apparently it's a thing. All right. So when you get these, you get basically the pieces. And I'm going to show you what the pieces are and how to put them on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's going to be loud in here. I apologize. I'm going to go get my hammer, because it's a special hammer, too. Where the heck is my hammer? I wonder if I put it in the thing. I got to find my hammer first. Hold on. That's going to be a problem if I don't have the correct hammer. Give me 1 second. I wasn't prepared to do this, Amy. Gotta find my ball hammer. You gotta have a ball hammer. Oh, there's my cutter. Here's the cutter, by the way. There's the cutter. Where's my hammer? Inside your All right, I just have to find my hammer real quick. Give me 2 seconds, because I really wasn't prepared to do this live. I mean, I could do it with my jewelry hammer if I need to. There it is. Okay. So, sorry. Again, not prepared. Wasn't prepared to do this, Amy. Okay. I use a ball hammer. And here's why I use a ball hammer. Because it fits a lot easier into that little space, and it gives it more of a rounded when you're hammering it in. So I like the ball versus that size, because this doesn't fit necessarily in there. So you want to find a small ball hammer, and this is how I do it. Whether it's right or wrong, I have no idea, but this is how I've been doing it, and so far I'm wrong. For the people who want to know the cutter, this is the cutter I use. All right. I'm going to get this down close. Sorry for the loud. But when the boss calls and says, this is what you're going to do, you do it. Okay. I'm going to get as close as I can so you can see how I do it. I apologize. So you have this. You have different pieces. Okay, you have this end. It's the male and the female end. Okay. Find out what your front and back are. I'm going to look in 1 second to see if I'm lined up with you guys on the camera. Give me 2 seconds and I'll show it to you. Ugh, never easy, I tell you. So you want to be definitely on a hard surface. All right. So far, are we good? Whoops, let me move this. All right, so you want to stick those. Let me lower this down some more. I don't need an organizer for my space. It's just that I wasn't prepared to do it. My shop is actually quite organized. It's just when I move stuff from I'm working on projects to do the Sass, it looks completely different. All right, let's get this so you can really see. Is that better? Okay, so you want to put these two ends into here. Okay. Now, again, I'm sorry, this is going to be loud. So, you put both of these on. Okay. I leave this so it protects it. All right. Ready? Whoops. I dropped the one. Hold on. There you go. That's all right. I'll get that in a second. One. Ugh. And there's probably an easier way. There probably is. But you know what? I've been doing it this way for over 3 years now. And there you go. Flush against the back. And it has the little dimple, but that doesn't matter because it doesn't have to. You know, people aren't going to freak out over it. Hold on. Let's get this up a little bit. Give me a second. Can't do this 400 hands here. And there you go. And that's what it looks like, all finished. It's perfect. I like these ones. These are definitely my favorite, and I explained to Amy why, because the other ones, you need like 18 hands to actually try to put the little buttons in. These are so much easier, so much more streamlined. Yes, you can still hang them, but I love the look of these better than the other ones. So, pretty, right? And there you have the set. See if I can get a little bit better of a camera angle here. Is that better? We good? Pretty, right? Such a pretty set. And I love how vintage and country it looks, because that's exactly the look I was going for. If you liked it, show me. Thumbs up, hearts, happiness. I want to see that you loved it. Gosh darn you. Hi! Let's move this back. There! Yeah, show me some love. You guys have been awesome for this Super Bowl Sunday. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys are taking something from this show. So let's get to it. This is the last part of my show that I tell you what's going on for the next coming up week and what we're going to be doing and beyond. So I'm not sure if Marvin's going to be on tomorrow. He might be. He does our Mondays. He's our tech guy. He's going to be doing a lot more tutorials where he's going to teach you Photoshop and Corel. I know that for me, being a new person to Photoshop and Corel, as of this last August, September, there's still a lot of things that I want to learn, and so he's going to help you with that. He's definitely our tech guy, so I'm not sure what he has on tap for that. Tuesdays with Todd. If everybody hasn't been following along with the Tuesday with Todd sagas, he is moving into his new place. He actually just got the keys to his new place. Boom, I think is what he calls it now. And so you'll be able to watch him go through the business side of opening up another new business and what he's got to learn and what he can offer as insight. So he's our business kind of guru kind of guy. And he's the one that basically just says, shut up and do it. That's pretty much his philosophy. And then you have Raising Hell with Amy Hale, and God only knows what she's going to show us this week, because you know what? Sometimes it's spare the moment, and she has this great, amazing idea she has to show us, or she's showing us some new product that she has gotten in. So that's kind of cool. So you have us literally Sunday through Wednesday, us moderators and admins. Don't forget the other moderators and admins who are out there. They're out there answering your questions. You can ask them anything. We have our 2 new moderators. Please abuse the heck out of them. They're Amy and Ashley and Margot. Please abuse them. Ask them as many questions as you want. So they're there. They're also in the graphics group, along with myself. Our graphics group is the Sublimation and More Graphics. As we have been saying, we've opened it up to new graphics designers to just kind of have a marketplace to sell your designs. Please make sure you read the rules over there. We're pretty picky and particular about copyright and trademark. We definitely will, if you have copyright and trademark in your shop, listen, I'm guilty of it as well. You have to go in, clean up your life. 2019 is about straightening yourself out, being on the straight and narrow, having your morals and your values, and keep right on going. So if you have that, please note that you're just not going to be able to sell it in our group. So you're not going to be able to be a designer for that group. That's just food for thought. Create your own. Have your creative juices. You guys are sublimators. You guys are creative people. We then have, obviously, our buy, sell, trade group. If you want to buy something, if you need something to look up, you know, where can you find something? Remember, in search of posts are just not allowed in any group except for our graphics group. So don't put that in our main group. Be careful about what you're posting about, and think about the ramifications about what you post. Also keep that in mind. Rounding out the week, who knows? Maybe we can finally get Stan and Amy to do a show. Maybe. They will at some point. Then we're coming right back around to Sunday, where I am literally going to take the time and teach you exactly how to piece items together. I'm going to press a gator because, again, that's one of those tricky items. So get some poster board and some cardboard, because I'm going to show you how to press those. Socks, you can also use cardboards. I might do some socks too. So we'll do socks and gaiters. We're going to do piecing. I'm going to show you how I press Amy's totes on my clamshell, because there's definitely methods to this. So that's what all next week out is all about, the technical stuff, not necessarily about the fun new design stuff we have, but literally how to navigate through for all our newbies and even some of our pros about how to properly piece something together so you don't necessarily see that line. I'm still a work in progress myself, so don't think that this is going to be perfect. And then the following Sunday, I'm going to, hopefully, because by then the Chinese New Year will be over, I'm going to do a whole Sass on just pet-related items. That comes up on February 17th, and it's going to be all about pets and everything that we can make for them, because the pet lovers is a huge, huge business, and how we can market to them as well. Can't forget our four-legged babies either. So, lots coming up in the month of February. I hope you guys learned a lot this Sunday. I know it was kind of jam-packed with a lot of little different things, but sometimes that's what you need, is just a little bit of teaching and a whole lot of help. I do plan on doing another how-to video like I did with the slippers. So if you're looking for a really just only for that particular item how-to video, put it out in the group. Tag me in and say, could you please do on one specific item? and I will do a video on it. So until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. It is Super Bowl Sunday. I'm going to get out of this shirt and get me on some Patriots gear. So I'll see you guys next Sunday. Until then, bye.